Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lesia and today I wanted to share with you my huge haul of all the books that I've amassed during the past months that I moved to the Netherlands, basically from the end of October to this moment right now. And I wanted to close the year with a really big and fun haul with lots of fun books that I wanted to read for quite a while. So let's get into it. So the first book that I got for you here is The Last Wish by Andrzej Sapkowski, and this is the novel that started the Witcher series, which later turned into best-selling video games. And recently I've been playing Witcher 3 a lot, almost finished the basic storyline in the Witcher games, and my boyfriend wanted to pick this book up to read, and I thought it sounded really cool, so I'm gonna be reading this one also. Next on, I got An Ember in the Ashes by Sabata here. Probably heard about this one. This is a very popular one. It's a high fantasy about a girl and a guy who are trying to escape a slave regime, and as far as I know, one of them is a slave, the other one is a guard who is defecting and trying to run away, and this is their story of escaping. The sequel book for this already came out and it's called Torch Against the Night by Sabata here, and I got them both at the same time. However, I miscalculated. This one is by Razorbill and this one is by Harper Voyager, which I did not know. This is what happens when you order books online, and you can see there's a slight difference in height, which is really bugging me. So if you haven't bought the books yet and you're looking to buy them online, just check so that both of the books are by Razorbill or both of them are by Harper Voyager, because now I'm stuck with books that don't look quite as good near each other on the shelf, and it's driving me crazy. I know it's unimportant, I know the covers are the same, but driving me insane a bit. Next on, we got It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, a book that I already read and included in my wrap-up. It's a romance story following Lily, who is fresh out of university, trying to make her way through the world, and she's falling in love with one guy, while also another one from her backstory from her past is in her thoughts and something is going on, and it's very dramatic, it's very important, and it's a crazy, insane book, and I loved it. Another series that I really wanted to get into is this one. It's Darker Shade of Magic and A Gathering of Shadows by V. Schwab. Never read anything by her. Her work is just so loved by everyone, so I really wanted to give this one a try. And I gotta say, the hardcovers are really beautiful. The cover art is insanely good, and on the inside the book has a white cover and it's totally magnificent, so I completely love it. On the inside it also has like these really cool inserts, so I think I'm gonna have so much fun with this series and I can't wait to read them. A book that I've been waiting so long to own and I'm so happy I have it is this one. It's Nexus by A.L. Davro. This is a book I requested on NetGalley and read in November of past year, and I completely fell in love with it. I can't believe not a lot of people read this one, because if you are a fan of YA, kind of dystopian setting novels, this brings it all to a new level. And I'm saying this as a person who is not a fan of the Divergent series or any other such book, but I totally love this one. You should really check it out. It's following this girl Alani, who is living in a city that is split from the other world with a dome that's protecting its sphere and atmosphere from all kinds of pollution. And inside the city there are aristocrats and normal people and all kinds of people in between. And Alani starts out as this really girl who still has her natural appearance intact, while every aristocrat is performing all kinds of moderations and alterations to their looks. Basically, they're going through surgery to make themselves look enhanced, and Alani, as a young teenage girl, really wants to have this done also, but her father is against it. But everything changes when her father and her get into a crash and Alani loses her legs and loses her father as well. After this happens, Alani finds that everything has changed for her as she is venturing into a virtual reality world that her father is famous for. He was a famous builder and creator and developer, and she is finding that nothing is as it seems. Really gorgeous. Give this one a try. I've been so looking forward to this book. This is Scythe by Neil Schusterman. It's a book that I heard Christine talk about and I couldn't really let go of it. I thought it sounded amazing and now I'm holding it in my hands. Look how pretty. Not only is the paper jacket really beautiful, but look at this beauty. It's just so pretty. It has sights on the front and this really beautiful golden lettering. So this book is supposedly set in a world where there is this organization, like the Scythes, who are killing those who trespass the laws, and two main characters have to contest or have to actually work in the organization, and the laws of the Scythes command them to kill without hesitation anyone who is outside of the law or anyone who is supposed to die. And I don't know too much about it, so I'm going into this blind, but I'm super pumped for this one. I think it's a very interesting premise and I'd love to see how this one turns out. Another very famous book, and one you've already seen in one of my vlogs, it's Illuminate, the Illuminate Files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and this is a gorgeous book. As you probably know, I didn't know whether to get it in hardcover or in paperback, but I gotta say that hardcover seems the right way to go, because with this dust jacket taken off, it's taken off like this. And it also adds a lot of something extra to the book because it's done so beautifully. If you didn't know yet, it's in a very unusual format, and I love the formatting of the book. I'm glad that I'm going to finally be getting to read this one. I know Gemina is already out. I don't know whether I'm going to be picking up Gemina, not yet, because I still need to know what I think about Illuminate before I proceed. Last year, when everyone was getting so hyped up about Illuminate, I couldn't really get anyone to actually tell me what the book is about, but as far as I can tell, there is this ship that is full of humans and they're escaping through the galaxy as all kinds of mishaps are happening on the ship, and they're also followed by cataclysms and by people that want to kill them, and it's all going crazy in the ashes, and we're following two main characters that are communicating between them, and you can read the logs and events as if they're happening from the archives. So sounds really cool. Can't wait to get into this one as well. I needed a pick-me-up book, so I got My Lady Jane by 3 authors, Han, Ashton and Meadows. I thought it was only by one author. This is a new thing for me. I'm discovering new things every day. Basically, it has a very beautiful hardcover edition that is popular in the US. However, this one was paperback and only for €6, so I thought I would make an exception and get this one in €6 worth of format, because it also takes less space and it looks like a really funny book, so I'll be reading this one real soon. Yeah, basically it puts the history of England on its head, and I don't know too much about it. Going into this blind, can't wait to talk about it later. A book that you already heard me talking about, this is The Wrath of the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. Of course you heard about this one, and I had to get this one and the sequel to it at the same time because I thought I would marathon this series. Unfortunately, I am taking kind of a break right now, so I have The Rose and the Dagger waiting for me. Those books are exquisitely done from the design point of view. Not only is the paper jackets on them are amazing, but also it's decal edge, and it also feels so much more pleasant to read decal edged books, you know, it gives something extra to the appearance. And they're really pretty from the inside as well. If you get rid of the jackets, they also look magnificent. And right, so pretty. Guys, I'm sorry I'm a bit hyper today, but it's just that I have so many books and I would like to share them all, but I haven't read all of them yet, which is why I don't have that much to say, so I wanted to jam it in as little time as possible, which is what I'm doing right now. So these beauties are standing on my shelves now, waiting to be finished. We're almost done, and oh my god, the books that are left are the most amazing books ever. Lo and behold, The Master and Margarita 50th Anniversary Edition in English. It is amazing, guys. I saw it in a bookstore and I ordered one for myself because I couldn't hold back. So this is my favorite book ever in whole history, and also in the history of Russian literature, and every single book I've ever read by a Russian author is beaten to pulp by Bulgakov's work. It's absolutely whimsical, it's fantastical, it's a classic. If you don't know what it's about, it is about a certain couple that lives in Moscow in the USSR period, and about the devil himself who comes to visit Moscow on his way forward, and He is wreaking havoc all over the city and things happen, very weird things, people are very confused, magic is happening, it's all very hard to explain, so just pick it up and read it please. And when you pick it up, make sure that the translation makes sense to you and that there are footnotes. So this edition is by Richard Pevere and Larissa Volkonsky. And there are footnotes in the end of it. I haven't read it yet, so I can't tell you whether it all makes sense, but I think it's a good translation. And I really love the execution of the cover art. Here you have on the inside those folding parts with Russian lettering quotes saying "Рукописи не горят," which means manuscripts don't burn. This is the most famous quote out of the book. On the back of the book we have Azazel and Koroviev walking through Moscow in evening light. Really beautiful. This is an inverted text of The Master and Margarita by Bulgakov. And here there's another quote. It says "За мной читатель," which means follow me reader. And we have Margarita here and her maid, and this is a particular illustration of a scene from the book. Totally whimsical. It's also decal edge, so it's very beautiful. The illustrations were done by C.C. Askew, who is a master. Those are absolutely beautiful. If you Google his name, you'll be able to see some more artwork that he has created for the story. Definitely worth checking out. Another thing I got is the set of Crooked Kingdom and Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This came out in September, I think, as a set, and the Grisha trilogies also came out as a box set available to purchase. Haven't read the Grisha trilogies yet, but I did read Six of Crows, and now I'm looking at starting Crooked Kingdom. Those are amazing books, I can already tell. I gave 5 stars to Six of Crows, and it was an amazing heist story with such vivid characters. I completely enjoy the ride for this one. The hardcover books themselves are really gorgeous. Six of Crows has black edges of the pages, and this one has red ones, and they're just so beautiful. If you take the covers off, this is what you get. You get Six of Crows in black and Crooked Kingdom in red, and they look absolutely magnificent next to each other. We have 2 books left, and this one is Too Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer. It's another book I requested on NetGalley this year, and I read it this summer, and it freaking blew me away. This is a sci-fi novel set far into the future, and it's very complicated, very philosophical, and the first 20% will blow your mind because you won't understand anything that's going on, but then you will be pulled into it again and again and again, and it will drive you insane how good this book is. And there is a sequel, or more like this is the there's one more book, Seven Surrenders, which will be coming out in January, and it is the continuation of the same story, and I can't wait to read it. And I also needed to have this one on my shelf because the complexity of this book and its magnificence. Ada Palmer is a professor of history. I will definitely be doing a separate video on the book and on the series as well, so hang on till then so that I will give you a more complex overview of what it is about, because it is very complicated and you can read the synopsis for now, but I will talk to you more about this book later. Last but not least, this is a book I got off thanks to Jen Campbell from her book channel, and this is The Phantom Atlas by Edward Brooke Hitching, and this is a really nice book. Featuring all those maps that were ever done in reality, featuring places on the earth that don't actually exist. So it's a magical kind of advertising kind of story, and this book is really beautiful. It has all these maps and inserts and also commentary on all of them. When I ordered it, I expected it to be bigger, but I am kind of happy with the size. It also doesn't have glossy pages, they're pretty much regular, but it is a very enchanting read, I can already tell, with lots of references and lots of prints and lots of fun material. So I can't wait to dig into the myths that were featured in those maps and see what humankind thought of the world before it was fully uncovered, which is going to be super fun. So hey, look at that! I talked and have shown you all the books that I bought, and I still have a little bit of breath left. I have just enough to tell you that if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you read any of these books, and you probably have because I have very big books here, like big names that you probably read, let me know what you thought of them down below, and also tell me which books I should kick up to the top of my TBR and start at 2017 with those books. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!